Most people think they know what they want in life, but most people never make it or are disappointed when they win at the end of the race. My name is Daniel Bradley, and in 4 weeks, I'll dive deeper into how to have a budget to actually achieve your financial goals. Last month, I built a lot of health with yoga, diving deep every day, and before that, I leveled up my wisdom category with a digital detox. You can follow both of those by subscribing to this channel and checking out all the resources at my website, dfbradley.com, link down below. But first, let's get wealthy, because that's got to be a goal that everyone shares. In 4 weeks, we'll change your money game. Week 1 this month is all about what you want. Week 2 is about what you have. Week 3 is going to be all about what you need. And week 4, we're going to redefine hope for an even better future for you financially. I've been there. The brokest I've ever been was spending a season in a hot, muggy summer in New York City as an artist living off of $100 a week. That's no joke. It was great in a sense, and it was really tough. I buy the sketchiest loaf of bread and deli meat from the saddest turkey sandwiches to keep me going that you've ever seen. It was rough. I lived off the mantra from Steve Jobs ringing in the back of my head over and over: stay hungry, stay foolish. That was just the way I was living my life. It was the hardest work and some of the most fun I've ever had in my life, but it was tough. It's totally unsustainable, but totally worth it. Now I've got 2 kids and we're getting fat and happy in the suburbs and loving every minute of it. In this video, I'm outlining how to go from broke AF to fat and happy goals. That's the transition we're making. There's 3 ways that I changed how I framed what I wanted that led to overachieving with my money. First, I was thinking short term. Back in the day, I was thinking too short of a time scale. And the second was I was sweating the small numbers. And number 3, I was chasing other people's dreams. So short-term thinking is the hardest to break out of. It's the most obvious, and when you're stuck paycheck to paycheck, reality check, most people are living paycheck to paycheck. But I've seen people who are worth millions that get stuck on something they want right in front of their face. They can achieve all kinds of crazy goals, but they're fixated on one small thing, like buying a brand new car every other year, then never being able to retire, or buying a giant house that you never use most of the rooms in, and then never being able to travel. It's short-term thinking. Some people don't want to retire and some people don't want to travel, and that's totally fine. You know, you can have what you want as long as it's within your means, but most people do want to do those things. I want to travel and I want to be able to retire someday. And they never get the chance because they're chasing satisfaction today or tomorrow and not years or decades in the future. They got a short-term mindset. It's the first thing to break out of. The second trap is small numbers. And I've sat down with people who spend hours worrying about their food delivery fee while half of their paycheck is being eaten up by debt. And when you shift your thinking to frame everything with larger dollar figures, then your goals naturally follow suit. I spent way too much time stepping over dollars to pick up dimes, and I see the other people do it all the time. Now I'm moving money around, and it's not worth it unless it's 5 figures to move from one account to the next. Otherwise, it's just wasting my time. And if it's less, it gets automated. That's one of those key tricks of the wealthy that you need to be really pursuing as well. Automate those smaller figures and don't get stuck on the small change amounts. But to really change my mindset and set goals that actually make real money, I had to stop chasing other people's dreams. That's number 3 out of the 3 steps. I drive a $10,000 car so that my travel budget 10 years from now can be $10,000. I shop at discount grocery stores so that I can have a private chef in the future. These are fundamental changes in the way that you operate today that can impact and compound later on in life. Most of my friends are spending their money to live in the moment, and that's great. I'm all for people spending their money. Spend your money, live in the moment and whatever your goal is. But if that's your only goal, is the present, then it's gonna wear off and you're gonna burn out and time will catch up with you. So my big goals, they get big results. So think on a longer time horizon, think bigger numbers, and focus on what will really make you happy today and decades from now. I'm going to outline how you can do that today, but first, here are 3 resources I think that are worth you checking out. There are 3 great books. I think reading is key. Readers are earners and achievers. And so the first one is a classic, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So go ahead and check out the link below. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that's a great place to start. It doesn't matter if you're a dad or not. I know I am, and it seems like I'm a little biased, but that's where to start. The second one is Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover. No matter what you feel about Dave Ramsey, this is a classic for a reason, and it's helped tens of millions of people get out of debt. So if that's where you're stuck, this is the place to start building your ladder out of that debt hole. And the third one is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I recommend these 3 in order because they work really well off of each other. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Total Money Makeover, and Psychology of Money to get you moving forward in your financial goals. They're all classics, and you can find links in the show notes below. Now here's my challenge to you. Here's what you need to do today. Don't wait, do it right now. Sit down with a pen and paper, not on your phone, physically write it down on a piece of paper. 3 goals. What do you want this week? What is it going to look like 7 days from now for you to have a win financially? It can be small, the smaller the better. You know, I'm all about big numbers, but right now we're talking one small win that you can achieve in the next 7 days. The second thing that you're going to write down, what do you want this month? 30 days, 4 weeks. What are you going to have your life look like 30 days from now? If you can do one small win in 7 days, think of that times 4. Whatever that small win is, times 4, and we're gonna repeat this habit and build it over the next 30 days. Then we're gonna look at our goals on a spectrum of A, B, Z. At the end of this whole decade, 10 years from now, what do you want your life to look like? So your first goal is think of it as letter A, and then B, and then Z at the end of this process. So 10 years from now, if you start small with the first step, what does the last step look like 10 years from now? What do you want your goal to be? If you're renting, do you want to own a home? If you've got a bunch of student debt, do you want to pay it off? Maybe you went on vacation and you went camping, and 10 years from now, you want to be able to stay in a luxury hotel. Whatever that goal is, put a number to it, make it quantifiable, and we're talking about on a 10-year horizon. Write down the specific date 10 years from now and exactly what you want your life to look like. This isn't going to be small, this is big. Think big, long time frame. And so name it, write it down, and put it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day. For me, maybe you tape it on your vanity, you tape it to your monitor with your computer, you tape it to your door so that when you reach for your keys, you see it every single day. And it's going to be a reminder to really go after that goal, whatever your 7 days, your 30 days, and your 10-year goal is. We're going to chart a path to make some of those real over the next few weeks. So make sure you like and subscribe to this. And next week, we're going to come out with really diving into what you have to work with.